Do you have a complicated relationship with your parents? Maybe you do not get along with your father or you do not get along with your mother, and no matter how hard you try, they end up triggering you. They end up doing something that triggers you, and you just cannot let that go, or maybe they cannot let something go. It's just a mess every time you try to have a conversation with them. Now, I love my parents, but unfortunately, somewhere or the other, I just cannot seem to have a conversation which ends up with us laughing and giggling around, because it's always some kind of mess, some kind of misunderstanding, and leaves me feeling really exhausted emotionally and mentally. And something similar happened to me last night, and I was completely upset because I was like, no matter what I do, I end up in this situation where I am having a disagreement or a miscommunication with my father, because no matter what happens, every single time I get a call from my home, whether it's my mom or my dad, I get that sudden rise of anxiety, because I know that they are going to tell me something, and no matter how I react to it, I am not going to like it, or they are not going to like my response to it, and we are going to end up having a fight, or like a moment where we are both at each other's throats. So no matter what I do, any single time I got a call from my parents, I get this rise of anxiety, exhaustion, and already I'm thinking of ways how to avoid this whole scenario, because I know it's going to be bad. But last night, after overthinking a lot, and yes, as an overthinker, I do think a lot, something hit me. Like, there was a sudden realization and epiphany that I did not get up until now, and even though it is the simplest thing, I just realized something yesterday. So, hi, my name is Adya. I'm a neurophysical therapist and with a master's in psychology. And just like you, I still struggle with a lot of things. And one of them is dealing with my parents. And I love them a lot. But I would love to love them from far away and not like always there, because I want them to be happy, healthy, but away from me. Because no matter what I do, we end up having some kind of situation where I end up hating the whole day. I end up in my head always exhausted and thinking, how did I end up here, and why are we always fighting? Why are things not working out for me? And then yesterday, suddenly I was sitting with myself and just being present in the moment, and it just came to me that the reason that I am having fights with my dad, or I am having disagreements with my mom, is because I'm manifesting it. I am literally actively manifesting having a bad relationship with my parents. Because guess what? All day long, every single time, I am speaking it into existence. So if I am upset, I am out there telling my friends that, okay, I had a really bad day, because I know that I'm going to have to speak to my parents about something, and things are not going to work out. They are not going to understand me. And every single time I'm speaking this into existence. So, and when I am going to get a call from them, or if I have to meet up with them, I'm expecting tension, I'm expecting resistance, I'm expecting stress. So guess what? If I'm expecting something, it should happen, right? Because the laws of assumption tell us that anything that you assume with emotions has to come true. So guess what? I always assume the worst in the relationship with my parents, and the universe is like, yeah, there you go, that's what you wanted, right? And after actually manifesting this, I am sitting there and crying about, why is my relationship with my parents so hard? Like, how do I deal with it? Why is this happening? But guess what? This is what I have been doing. I've been actively manifesting having a bad relationship with my parents, and then crying about it. So it's literally that I have asked the universe, and I'm expecting the worst out of the situation, and the universe is fulfilling and meeting up my expectations. It is as simple as that. And it sounds so simple, and because due to my past experiences with my family, and due to the past, the brain has adapted, my brain has literally adapted to expect the worst outcomes. I could not even see this up until last night. I literally could not see this. And even though I talk about manifestation and law of attraction, law of assumption, and I try to get myself into that understanding, and I'm out there trying to manifest all the amazing things that I want, I never realized that this is a blockage that is present in my life from so long. It's just right there. It's just right there. It is present in my life. It is creating such a big resistance in my life. And no matter what, I could never identify what I was actually doing, where I was going wrong. But I was literally manifesting it the whole time. Because as I say, we are constantly 24/7, all the time, all of our life, we are manifesting. So guess what? This is an example of negative manifestation that I have literally been doing my whole life. And I did not even realize that I am manifesting a bad relationship with my parents. This does not mean that the experiences that you've had in the past with someone is not valid. The emotions that you felt were not valid. So if you've had a falling out with a family member, a caregiver, a friend, a sibling, that does not mean that just because you have manifested that, your emotions are not valid. That whatever you thought, whatever feelings that are coming up to you are not valid. That's literally not what I'm saying, because I totally understand, because I do not want to always be the understanding one. I do not want to be the one who is always the bigger person. But guess what? If we flip the script and start trying to manifest a better relationship, it can actually come to us, right? Like, instead of always constantly thinking that, oh my god, they hate me and things are not going to work out, they're not going to understand, how about we flip the script and start talking in the term where, you know what, today my dad is going to be really understanding. Today my parents are going to be so understanding. They are going to be on my side. They are going to be loving and kind towards me, and I am going to receive the most beautiful kind words out of them. Instead of always talking negative and being in the lack mindset, if I can flip the script and start expecting good outcomes in terms of my relationship with my parents, then things would change. And I have done this in the past subconsciously. I tried to think that what, things will work out, and it has. But because of my previous experiences where I've always dealt with disappointments and sadness and struggles, I tend to go towards the path which my brain already knows. So it will always choose the most familiar path. No matter what, you are going to choose the most familiar path. And that is why it is important that you avoid that most familiar path and you make a new familiar path. If you're constantly thinking that and expecting, if you're expecting bad things to happen, guess what? Universe always says yes to you. And you are expecting it with so much emotions. Yeah, you are going to get it. You are going to get it. So whether it's your negative manifestation or positive manifestation, it all depends on you. And this is something that I have been personally struggling with a lot when it comes to my relationship with my parents. And when I realized this, it completely changed my mind. That imagine begging God for changing and creating love between my parents and me, and then turns out I have been the reason that things have been happening like this all along. Like, it's always me. It has always been me. This literally proves that law of assumption is always in action. And if I am expecting that tomorrow my dad calls me and he speaks to me with love and kindness, or if my friends call me, they just love me, or my partner or the love of my life calls me tomorrow and says that, oh my god, I love you and I'm obsessed with you, it's only going to happen if I'm expecting it to happen. So expect the good things. Expect yourself to have the best day of your life. Expect that today is going to be the most amazing day ever. Expect that this week is going to be the most amazing week ever. Expect that this month is the month where you make the most amount of money. Because once you expect it with your emotions in place, you are going to receive it. It is as simple as that. It's not just one aspect of your life, it's all the aspects of your life that follow the same principle. Expect the best and it shall happen. Anyways, That's it for today. Thank you for listening. And let me know that if this resonated with you, because this is something that is really personal to me. And my relationship with my parents is something so, so personal that I was honestly scared to come up on this platform and share it. So if you have had any similar experiences, let me know. And yes, thank you. Bye bye.